All right, guys. So, oh my gosh. All right. So my tablet died. Of course. When I do a live unboxing you again, this shit happens. This shit happens. All right, guys. So I guess this is part two to the live unboxing and review of the Taotronics LED desk lamp with wireless charging. Now, as you guys saw, I'm actually live streaming from my phone, but as you guys saw, um, the wireless charging part, the wireless charging part did not at all satisfy me. It didn't satisfy me because it was working at first, and then it started to act up. So that's never good. If you have a product that is supposed to do like wireless charging, of course it's not always going to be the best quality wireless charger. Like if you get it for $16, then you're not going to get the best quality product. Um, I would have to say that the lighting, right, the brightness of the light is adequate enough. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if it's brighter than I actually have in for the lamp that I have in my room, but I know that that light is very bright, but it's more of a warm temperature, a warm white than a whiter white or a cool white. I mean to say. So sorry guys, I'm actually trying to do something here. Come on, bro. All right. So it irritates me because this is the same thing that happened when I was actually doing my other live unboxing and review. Like it cut off on me, and tablet died. Of course, like it is. All right. But if you guys can go ahead and like the stream, make sure you subscribe for more content. More content is coming soon. This is just like, man, this is irritating. It's irritating for real. All right. So they said that it shouldn't use the power brick to charge my S8, but it charges the SX faster, or it charges like 8 times faster than the average S8. LOL. Look, some of these like they say don't use the charger don't use any other charger that doesn't come with your phone. If you have a phone charger, well, they suggest that you use the charger that comes with the phone, but there are other chargers out there that does fast charging. Just like Apple phones, they have the different charging bricks, right? And it feels weird because it's portrait, but I only do it in landscape. But the the charging bricks, they have like different watt charging bricks, so it charges the phone faster. So it's the same with Android devices or Galaxy phones. They have different charging bricks that may charge faster than your normal charging brick. So they also have cords that do the same thing too, or that allow fast charging. But it's it's crazy. It's crazy. So I guess this is the second part to this, but so the head on the lamp, it pretty much it pretty much it swivels up and down, but it doesn't go left and right. Right? If you do it left and right, it doesn't do it. It only goes up and down. Like if I wanted to do that, I could do that. Not sure why you would do that, but boom. Let's try and change this color light for you guys. All right. Back to white. Let's keep it on the warm. You guys see that's the lowest one. A little brighter, little brighter, little brighter. Boom. All right. So I think that this is pretty cool. Like this lamp is pretty cool, right? Because you can change the brightness on it. So if you want to like lay in bed or whatever, and you want to go actually log in for work, so walk with me, walk with me. But if you guys wanted to change the brightness, like if you're laying in bed and you're pretty much trying to not bother your partner or bother somebody you're sleeping with, and pretty much you're just like, dang, I want this light to not be so bright, then you can change the brightness level on it, and it'll work out for you. It'll work out for you. Let me see here. Boom. Okay. And as far as the wireless charging, I hate to say it. I really do hate to say it, but um it kind of reminds me of the oh, hold on right quick. Off topic, but I had to go back to Illinois because my mom was really sick right now, not COVID, so I might stay here for a while. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Hopefully she gets better. I send my well wishes. I send my well wishes, and hopefully, um, she gets better. And of course, hopefully, like none of all the traveling and all that stuff creates any difficulties for you. I know traveling state to state, they have like some restrictions on that. So hopefully everything goes well with that. Hopefully she gets better. I send my well wishes. And yeah, hopefully Illinois treats you well, better than North Carolina, I guess. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to say that. So going back to the desk lamp here, I'm gonna have to say that it kind of reminds me. Hold on, right quick. Oh goodness. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have to turn this a little bit to the side. I'm trying to test the wireless charging again to give it another chance. I'm trying to give it another chance here. All right, it is charging. So it's charging through the OtterBox case. My problem is the the consistency of the wireless charging pad, not that great. Like I would say that if it kind of reminds me of the Torazama NFC ring that I had did a review for, which is a really popular video on my channel. For that, like it reminds me of that because like through the case, through my phone case, it doesn't really activate like it should. It doesn't work like it actually should, right? So the wireless charging pad, as you guys saw, I was trying to move it around. I was trying to put it in different positions to show you guys what it's like to use the charging pad. And it worked a couple of times, but most of the time it didn't. Like it wasn't activating. It wasn't pretty much showing the charging symbol, and it just wasn't working. And then when I just laid it down, now it's working. So it's inconsistent to me. I would have to say that oh my gosh, dude. Hold on, right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm actually getting Zoom chats through my phone, which is very irritating because now I know that oh my gosh, dude. Come on, bro. It says, LOL, I think NC was better than Illinois, but that's just me. It's stressful living in Chicago. Yeah, I know that I know that for sure. Like I've heard a lot of people say that Chicago is like a rough place. I guess depending on where you go, like every place is a rough place. But I guess it depends on where you go in that place. And like I said, I do apologize. I was receiving Zoom chats through my phone, so you guys probably got like a blast notification from my phone, of course, as it always does. But that just means I got to get to work. But we gonna still stream. We're gonna still stream. All right. So, but I'm gonna finish this review right quick before well, actually 7:30 is here. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this review right quick. So the hold on right quick, guys. Hold on right quick. All right, that's better. All right. So I just turned off all notifications for my phone just so you guys won't get that blast notification. All right. So, but for the lighting, I think it's pretty cool that it has 16 different combinations that you can use for the lighting and also the color temperature. So a I give that a 5 star because like not many like I wish that they had like cooler temperatures like more like because this like the natural the coolest white temperature that they have for the color, it still kind of looks orange to me. But I wish it had like more more different color temperatures. But the brightness is on this is like crazy, right? Like right now that looks pretty good actually. That looks like natural light is coming through the light through the window, and you can actually see. As it gets brighter, you kind of get like a feel of like, yeah, he probably has like a dedicated light to keep it, to keep to have it like, better lighting or something like that. But on the lowest setting, it just looks like natural light is coming through the window when it's like getting light outside and all that stuff. Like it's pretty cool. And you guys probably can still hear the vibration. Um, the wireless charging pad on this, like I like the adjustability of the head of the LED light. Like I like the adjustability. Like if I wanted to point a certain way, like higher or lower, then I could do that. If I wanted to swivel it left and right, I can't do that. Which I mean, a lot of people would say, why would you want to swivel it left and right? Well, maybe if I wanted if I wanted it to point a certain way, but I don't want to turn the whole base. You know what I mean? Like if I have it in a certain area where I can't turn the base, now I have to figure out how to turn the light without breaking the thing. Before you go, did you watch that Republican VP debate? Thoughts? I actually did not watch that. Um, I, I know it's weird, but I don't have cable. I don't have cable, so I can't watch any of the debates. I know that I watched the presidential debate, or the first one at least, on YouTube. I watched that one on YouTube. So I did not watch the Republican VP debate. So I can't really give my thoughts on that. I really think that the first presidential debate, like my thoughts on that one, on that is like, I know that, um, I know that I'm not, I don't want to get into politics of like who is right and who's wrong, but for me, what it seemed like is it was just a whole shit show, right? Mainly because, like, if you agree to 2 minutes uninterrupted, and then you take every chance you can get to interrupt somebody, or if you're not really answering questions, because there was times where Joe Biden didn't answer questions that Trump asked, and there were times where Trump didn't answer questions that Joe Biden asked, and then there were times where Trump would interrupt Joe Biden, and Joe Biden would sometimes interrupt Trump. So it's like, if y'all agree to something, it's supposed to be a debate for a reason. Like, a debate is not a conversation where you're getting cut off every 2 minutes or every minute because somebody wants to say something. A debate is where one person states their point and they get to say what they want to say, and then the other person responds to that to debate what side they're on. That's what I see. Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, I don't know if it was just like um, Trump being the president, he felt like he could, because even so, like, even if it wasn't him interrupting Joe Biden, it was him over talking the what is it, the mediator guy. I forgot his name. But it was more so of him over talking the mediator, which, like, you can't over talk the mediator, because then how is, like, everything gonna go? This oh my god, this lock keeps standing up on my head, like I keep looking like alfalfa. but yeah, it's just like, it was crazy because, like, they got to some of the points, but it was sometimes in the debate where it was just like both of them was talking at the same time, so it's kind of hard to hear. Then you get off topic stuff, like, stuff that really doesn't pertain to the debate. you know it's just like people throwing shots, like, oh, like the whole thing with Joe Biden's son. I don't really get how that pertains to anything, or any of the topics that was talked about. Like, I don't get that. And then, like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just some things that kind of threw off that debate, that kind of made it like, what the world is this? It was just like a shit show to me. Like, I did get a sense of like where each person stood, but it's just like some things in that debate, it just kind of threw it off. Um, Trump said it's more like a debate with the mediator, not Biden. Like, come on now. That was crazy, because he was like, I remember that part. He was like, uh I remember that part, because he was like, it's more I can debate, or it's supposed to be a debate with Joe Biden, but I can debate with you also. And I was like, come on. Just wait, because I think they had a 2 hour time period that they had for that debate. After that, I don't think it could go on any longer than that, but it was supposed to only be 2 hours. um but that was like, wasting time on the debate. Like, I I don't know. To me, and this is not me like going against Trump or going against Biden or whatever, but to me it seemed like, right, the whole purpose of him debating with the mediator and debating, cutting people off, is for to waste time. Like, I kind of got the feel like it was more of who could say more than who could say something, you know, in an adequate way within that 2 minutes. Who could say more, because it was like everybody was cutting each other off, and the mediator was trying to maintain control of the debate, and it just wasn't going that well. But it was crazy. It was crazy. I'll actually get to the rest of the review because this is pretty interesting. Um, Also, one of the things that I kind of felt was like a little awkward, right? Because all right, so I know this is gonna be like controversial and all this stuff, right? I know this is gonna be controversial, but the question about, and I'm about to head to work. That's why I'm actually going this way. But the thing that kind of got me right was more of or the question that got me was the mediator asked Trump. He was like, um, why did you? I think it was something like, um, why did you end racial sensitivity training and all this stuff? And do you I think it was something like, would you be willing to would you be willing to demonize the white supremacy groups? And I forgot what the other group was called, but he like in that question, because he asked Joe Biden the same thing, like well, not the same thing technically, but it was more so like um with the law and order and the rioters and stuff like that. But he was because when he asked Trump that question, Trump, it seemed like he did not want to demonize or not demonize, but he didn't want to reprimand the um, the white supremacy groups and the groups that were pretty much causing trouble as far as racial tension. And to me, like, if you couldn't answer that, oh, if you can't answer that, or you can't sit here and say, look, hey, white supremacy groups and all these extremist groups or racial extremist groups, y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to stop doing what y'all doing. If you can't say that, like, then you're not trying to fix the racial problem, and as far as the racial, he made a statement saying that the racial sensitivity training is actually racist. I I don't see how racial sensitivity training could be racist, because they have racial sensitivity training for all different types of groups. It's not just for like Black and African American groups. It's for Latin American groups. Like if a cop or someone were to do any type of um, what is it? If a cop or anybody was to, or any type of government official were to do anything towards a specific group, like if a black officer were to, act violently towards a white suspect, right? I'm pretty sure that they would have racial sensitivity training for that black officer towards the white and Caucasian groups, right? Um, Now that's just a theory. I can't really prove. Oh wait, I got to go back. Trump. Oh, wait. Yeah. My theory about Trump was he was doing all that interrupting to sort of keep the image of himself there. If this debate wasn't shown on the media, he probably would let others talk more. Now, that's just a theory. I can't really prove my point. I can kind of see that, because like image to Trump is everything, right? I think that when he gets in his mode of it's kind of sort of like how you got people who are like online uh public figures, right? You keep your image online, but behind the scenes you're a different person, right? You could be a totally different person. And to to everybody on the media, right, or to everybody, Trump seems like a person like, or I don't know Trump personally, so I can't really say who he is off the camera and who he is on the camera, right? Or you can say who he is on the camera because you can see everything that goes on the camera. Um, but it's like it's like to me, what it seems like is Trump. He talks and he talks and he talks, and he wants to portray that he knows what he's talking about, and he's like he's able to articulate. Like, you can't take that away from him when he gets on the mic and he gets on camera. He's able to articulate stuff well, right? And that's, I think that's one of the problems that people see with Joe Biden is he has a stutter. He, when he says stuff, he kind of like he he's not that great with talking off the ball, right? And because that's like what I get when I was watching the debate and he was talking, it kind of sounded like he was uncertain about what he was talking about, or he was watching what he was saying, because he's gotten a lot of fire for just like saying stuff off the ball and not really thinking about it, and then coming back to it and having to, like, do damage control, right? But I don't think Trump has ever experienced that. Well, he has experienced that, but it was more so on the lines of like, um, him defending his stance, right? Like he'll say something that not like some people wouldn't agree with, but he would go and defend his stance on that. So I don't know. Like, that's I think that's in a way correct, right? Because he wants to protect his image. He wants to make it so like people see him the same, or his voters will continue to follow him because he portrays this image of a leader that everybody wants to follow, right? A leader who can articulate, a leader who can say what he feels and not really care. Which, I mean, like, a lot of people would say he's a bigot, and I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that I support. Like, I'm not gonna put my stance up here. Like, for me, actually, you know what? I'm going to say this, right? I I have been a blind voter, and that's not that's not a pun. As far as like my vision or whatever, I've been a blind voter for a long time, right? Mainly because I've always been taught, and I've always been in the environment of Democrats, right? Like, all of my family is Democrats. A lot of my friends are Democrats. Some of my friends are Republicans. I have no, like, I don't base my friendships off of politics, right? Like, you can have your morals, you can have your beliefs, and you can have your political stance. But, you know, I voted blindly for a long time, mainly because I didn't understand politics, and I didn't get, like, how my vote could affect. So I always just voted Democrat, right? And like lately, like when I started buying my house and I was talking to my realtor, I think she's more of a Republican than, well, you can't be more of a Republican Democrat. That doesn't sound right. But I believe she's a Republican, and that's nothing against her. But she was telling me, like, this was during the time where they were doing the whole impeachment thing for Trump. She was telling me, well, it depends on like what news outlets you watch and like what sources you go to get information, because some people are more to the left and some people are more to the right. So you have to understand that, like, sometimes you're not getting the full story when you're watching only one source, right? You got to go and do your research. And I realized that, like, for a long time, like, I was voting Democrat, but I never knew why I voted Democrat. I just voted Democrat. And that was just that's a whole thing for me, that like, you can't just like blindly vote because you don't know like what you're voting for or who you're supporting. Like the person you could be voting Democrat or you could be voting Republican, and the person that you're voting for could have morals and beliefs that is way off base from what your morals and beliefs are. And you're just voting Republican or Democrat just because like your mom said so or your dad said so or your friend said so. You never know why. So my thing is like I want to do my research and I want to understand like who I'm voting for and like what their morals are and what their stances are on things that I believe in, and then I, go from there. So like to me, I won't lie. Like a lot of things that Trump says is kind of like out there for me. It's kind of out there. Like like he said that like, and this is like something that like I noticed, right? He said that he did more for the black community than any other president besides Abraham Lincoln. And then on the debate when he was asked to call off the white supremacy groups and the white extremist groups, he couldn't do it. So if you can't call them off and you can't tell them to stop, and that's causing an issue within like the racial tension within the country, but then you're saying you did a lot for black people, then like that kind of contradicts each other. So like that's the things that I kind of look at to see like, okay, well, are they actually standing up for what they believe in or are they just saying stuff? And in that situation he's just saying stuff, right? I can't get behind that because like, come on, you gotta do it on both sides. Like if you're gonna say you helped out the black people, and then I shouldn't say it like that, or like the black racial groups and African Americans in general, then you should be able to at the same time call off the white supremacy groups that are causing racial tension within the country. You should be able to do both of those, right? It's not it just seems like you're more aligned with the white supremacy groups than you are with the African Americans, which that's just me. That's my thought process, right? Like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, and maybe I'm just like overthinking it. But it like you can't have your cake and eat it too, you know, like they say. Yeah, I agree with you. Most of my friends are Democrats, so when I was growing up, I blindly supported Hillary and Obama. Not saying I think they're bad today, but I'm starting to look at the reality now. And that's very important because even though like what people have to understand is their vote does count, right? Their vote does count. But if they are, you can't. I hear a lot of people saying, I hear a lot of people making a big deal about, oh well, the country is going to shit and the country is going to shit. But you're either not voting or you're not voting for someone who aligns with your beliefs and your morals. Like if if I have a friend who's blindly voting Democrat, but their morals and their beliefs obviously align with the Republicans, then I would say, hey, look, you're voting Democrat, but it seemed like you're more on the Republican side. Like even though I don't believe in that, we all have to understand that we all have a choice of how or of who runs the country and who controls, the House, the Senate, everything like that. And if you're sitting here blindly voting, then you're not getting with what you want and you're not portraying what you really believe. You know, just because somebody else believes that you should vote Democrat does not mean that you should vote Democrat or Republican. You know, You should do your research, find out, know who's in your local governments and know who's running things, and you should do your research on them. Like I was saying before, when are they just saying stuff to get your vote, or are they actually doing what they're saying and proving that this is their stance, right? Because actions speak louder than words. And it's very important for everybody to understand that if if your local government and your federal government operatives is not doing what they're saying and they're just saying this stuff, then you gotta get them out, because all they're doing is they have an agenda. Some people, they have an agenda, right? They'll tell you one thing and they'll say this and they'll say that and they'll make it seem all pretty and golden, like, but they have an agenda behind it. And you got to understand that if you are not paying attention and you're not doing your research, then you're going to allow these corrupt people to stay in office, and you're going to allow these people to do what they want to, and you know complete their agenda, which is not even a good thing, right? Because money from the government could be going to the wrong place. People could pay more taxes because one person or this person has an agenda, and it could create a whole thing. Like, you gotta understand that the people that you select to be in office is what's controlling everything that's going on in this country. Everything. If you're blindly voting for a person that does not believe in the Second Amendment, right, and they want to take all your guns away, and you're a gun owner, but you're blindly voting for a person who wants to take those away, you can't get mad when your guns get taken away, right? So do your research and be like, hey, is this person saying, this and that, or are they actually doing it? You know, so that's my thing. That's what I believe. And I think that I need to do my research. I think that I haven't had enough time to actually do research on a lot of the candidates and stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest, right? I haven't had a lot of time to do research on it because, like, I haven't really been paying attention to politics, and I haven't really done much within politics. I mean, I'm an advocate for those who are visually impaired and who have disabilities, right? And I talk with senators and I talk with their staffs and I talk with the representatives of the state, of the local governments within North Carolina, to pretty much pass laws and pass bills for those who have disabilities, right? So I know some of the people within the government. I know their staffers, and I don't know all, but I have an idea of who I want to vote for. But it's I feel like it's not as concrete as it should be. So I think next election, um, or like even the elections for the senators and stuff like that, I think I would have more, like, next election. I would have more of a concrete answer on if I would vote for Republican or Democrat. But I'm kind of like I'm like in the middle. Like, I'm trying to see what both sides are talking about, and I'm trying to really see like where I align on different topics. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, let me see. I always loved Pac's interview with BT. He basically said that people running the show always try to tell the artist, like, don't say this or that, but he kept it real whether he was on camera or not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, people people will try to control, like, based on what they want and based on what they see. They want to control the narrative, right? they want to control the narrative. Like you get on camera and they're like, okay, well, our show has this specific alignment, so you have to stick with that alignment, you know. But you gotta have people out there who says what it is and how it is and keep it real. Because if you just stick with the agenda of things, then like it's not really gonna be that great. Like you're just aligning with something you don't believe in, and that's the same. It's the same, right? The TV network wants you to say this and say that and say this, but you want to say this and that and this, but you can't say this, that, and this because the network wants you to say this. That's like a tongue twister. You can't even say that 5 times. But um, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, because like you gotta have people like that. You gotta have people like that. You gotta have people that say what's real on camera and off camera, whether they're on camera or off camera. You gotta have people to say what's real because that's like what that's what keeps reality in check, right? If you see something that you disagree with, you got to speak on it. If you see something that you obviously know is wrong, you got to speak on it. You can't just be like holding back and be like, I'm not gonna say anything because maybe somebody else will say something, or I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to piss anybody off, or I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know if I should. You know, you got to have somebody to be like, all right, so this is what it is. This is how it is. If you don't like it, then oh well, you know. But I think a lot of Pac's interviews are like real, like it's relatable. Like people can relate to it too, and that's another thing that you gotta be able to like do. You gotta be able to articulate something and then make it relatable to people who are watching it or people who are consuming it. Because if it's not relatable, then they're gonna be like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, for real, what's going on? So you gotta. It's it's a lot of things that go into it, but mm, I don't know. You know what I forgot? I totally forgot to finish the review. I guess it is what it is because it's I love intellectual conversations and I love conversations like this where like you can articulate. It's like a discussion. It's not a debate. It's a discussion. Like I feel like I feel like that we all should be able to have conversations with people without having to have like without it turning into an argument because really politics you can't really have a conversation about politics without somebody arguing or debating about like what's going on and who's right and who's wrong and who's the best and who's not. It's like you can barely have a conversation about stuff like that without having an argument. But when you're able to have a conversation about it, articulate your views and your thoughts, and articulate the things that you believe in, and then somebody else does the same without bias or prejudice towards you, you know, then and even though you're on opposite sides, you can be like, okay, well, hey, this is what I believe in, and it's more of like, okay, you know, not trying to convince somebody to come over to the other side, but pointing facts out that like you know that may change somebody's mind, or that may that may have somebody say, well, hey, I didn't think about it that way. And when you're able to have an open mind in that conversation, then that makes the conversation a lot better than what it generally would be with people, with just like random people out on the street. Like I guarantee you, if you went out and you were like out on the street and you were like, "Hey, who are you voting for?" And then that person says, "Oh, I'm voting for Trump." And then you ask them, well, or you say to them, "Oh, well, I'm voting for Biden, so let's have a conversation about it." Then they'll be like, their whole mood will change. Like they'll get in this mindset of like, "Oh, well, it's no longer a discussion or intellectual discussion about politics. It's a debate about who's the best." And so being that I'm voting for Trump or I'm voting for Biden, now I have to articulate why I'm voting for that person and why this other person should vote for that person, right? So I don't know. It's just like, of course, controversial topics that generally happens, but I don't know. I think if we as people and we as voters actually had a conversation about who we're voting for and why we're voting for that person, and not having it be a debate about who's the best or why this person or why you should vote for this person, it would be like we could all come to the understanding of like, okay, well, even though this person has different views, you know I can understand where they're coming from now, because the whole problem the whole problem with the whole problem with this whole concept of having a discussion about politics without it being an argument, it comes from, right, it turns into an argument or it turns into a debate because one side does not understand the other and they are not willing to understand the other, right? If I'm a Democrat, it's going to become a debate or an argument because I don't understand the views of the Republicans and I'm not willing to. But if I have an open mind, even though I'm a Democrat, and say, I'm not saying that that's my political stance. It's just a example for you guys. If I'm a Democrat, for an example, and I have an open mind to say, okay, well, let's hear what the Republican side has to say, so that way I can kind of understand it. It's kind of sort of like the it's a music video by Jordan Lucas called "I'm Not Racist," right? And that's the perfect example of um, a controversial topic that can be solved by both sides listening and understanding to the other side, right? It's two sides to every story, right? But if you don't understand one of those sides and you're on one side of that story but you don't understand the other, then you cannot understand the full story. And therefore it does come a debate and it does become an argument. So I think that if we take these controversial topics and discuss them without discuss, like a discussion is a conversation between two or more people that does not contain any type of tension. It's just a discussion. I'm saying something, you're saying something, and it's like we're talking about it, right? But if it's a debate, you have one person that's on one side and you have another person that's on the other, and they're stating their stance and they're trying to convince the other side that what they're saying is right. An argument is when two people are saying stuff and they're yelling at each other and they're not articulating things. It's like a more it's more of a what is it called? It's more of a degeneratory state of a debate, right? An argument is like you're saying stuff and you're saying stuff to this person, trying to prove that you're right, but you're just reckless with it. You're cutting each other off. You're just, in a sense, right? Now that I think about it, right, the first presidential debate where everybody was cutting each other off, it was more so of an argument. It was not a debate. It was more so of an argument than a debate, right? At some points in the debate, it was a debate, but some points when everybody was cutting each other off and everybody was saying stuff and everybody was making remarks and, calling each other clowns and calling each other stupid and this and that, that's an argument. That's not a debate, that's an argument. So I think if we can discuss these controversial topics or these polarizing topics, if we can discuss those, I think things would be a lot better and people would stop fighting over everything, right? Um, let's see. All right, so so says, sorry, man, if I got carried away with this debate talk. I want to let you finish the review first. Yeah, this year I turned 18, so I'm gonna vote now that I've done some research, and I'm not gonna vote just because my friends and family likes this guy. Yeah, that's very important. I know that I didn't really finish the review, but I think it's interesting. Like I get really hyped about conversations like this where we're discussing something and we're stating our views on it, and it's more of like it's more of like an open discussion than a debate, right? Like even though regardless of who you vote for, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh well, you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm gonna say, well, hey, you're voting for that person. I'm voting for this person. You know, hey, let's have a discussion about it. Like, why are you voting for this person? Because I may see stuff that you don't see, and you may see stuff that I don't see, right? Um, I know this is gonna be a weird transition. This is gonna be a weird transition, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish the review right quick. It's only gonna take like 1 minute. And then I'm gonna get back to this because this, like I said, I get hyped for this type of talk, and I love like deep conversations like this. And it's like Job, you're not at fault for kind of like you know steering away from the review because like in essence I did do the review. You guys saw me unbox it. You guys saw me use it. You saw me use all the features on it, even the wireless charging, even though it wasn't that great. My review for the Taotronics LED desk lamp with wireless charging, the 5 watt wireless charging pad, I would give it a 3.5. 3.5 mainly because like the wireless charging pad, if that was working properly, if it worked every single time I laid my phone down, it would at least got a 4.5. It would at least got a 4.5. Now, the other part to it is I wish it had cooler white temperatures as opposed to like it kind of sort of looked slightly it had like a slight orange tint to it. I don't know that like, I don't know if the camera picked it up, but to me it looks like it has a slight orange tint to the lightest white that they have on there or the coolest white that they have on there. So um I don't think it has a spectrum of the whites and blues, right? It's more so on the warm spectrum than the cool spectrum. So those two things, the wireless charging pad did not work effectively, and the color spectrum should have had more of the cooler whites in the spectrum. But 3.5 I give for the Taotronics um, LED desk lamp with wireless charging. Um, but but yeah, but yeah, that's my review for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. First, second time, it maybe third time the charm for the live unboxing and reviews. I got to make sure that I charge all my devices. I got to make sure. Okay, it's it's just bullshit. I wish it would have been all in one stream, but of course, I don't know. Well, technically, in a sense, this is like my fifth video upload for this week. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a gaming video tomorrow. It's not gonna be at 6 a.m. Well, it'll probably be 6 a.m. Like if I do a gaming live stream, it'll probably be either at 6 a.m. up until 7:30, or it'll be later in the day, maybe 6 p.m. And on. But um, but yeah, but yeah, I think that would be a cool concept to do. So back to the whole deep conversations. But I think that would be a cool concept to explore. Maybe I could try this out on Facebook Live with my friends because I know with Facebook Live you can actually invite people onto your stream so they can so they can actually talk to the audience, right? So I think that would be pretty interesting if I had like a open discussion type thing where um, me and like my friends or the viewers in the audience, if you want to get on the live and you want to say what you got to say and in this open discussion for stuff, all you would need to do is just follow me on Facebook, follow me on any social medias that we have in the description. I keep saying we. Who is we? Like me and the other person in my head or something? Like who is we? I keep saying that for some reason because I feel like it. I feel like it unifies a team, but the only team member is me. I'm only I'm the only person doing everything, like recording videos, coming up with ideas, editing, uploading. I guess I don't know. I don't know. But um but yeah, like I could do this on Facebook where I invite people on the live or even like Zoom if I had like the premium subscription to it, which I'm not gonna pay for the subscription if I don't use it or whatever. But I could do it on Facebook and be like, hey, open discussion, and then have like the topic, like racial issues within the country, or uh, politics, or what's some other polarizing topics? I don't know. Um, milk 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 in your tea. That's just like what? But that would be an interesting concept to explore, and I wonder like if people would be interested in doing that. Like I don't want people. The only thing that I think would that I would run into issues with that is like some people they don't want to express their views because they don't know how to articulate it. And so, like, I don't know, but it would put things into perspective. Like, it would have people see, well, if you're wanting to articulate these things, make sure you articulate it right, or make sure you know what you're talking about. That would be an interesting concept to do. Um, that would be interesting. So, so that sounds like a fun idea. Just remember that is politics. So I'm sure it might get out of control, but that's a very interesting concept to discuss. Yeah, it would. I think it would. See and that's what I was saying before. Like the only reason why it would get out of control is if somebody is looking to convince you, right, of an idea, right? Because when you people misunderstand the concept of discussion versus debate, right? A debate is where you're trying to convince somebody of your stance, right? You're trying to convince the other side that what you're saying is correct, right? Based on facts, based on whatever you want to bring to the table, right? When you go to a courtroom and you have the plaintiff and the defendant, it's more so hypothetically, it's a debate on, what can be proven, right? The defense is there to prove that the defendant is innocent, and the plaintiff is there to convince the jury that the defendant is guilty. So it becomes a debate on who is innocent and who is not. That's that's to put it into perspective of like the concept. A discussion is just like, think about it how like you got the game Among Us, right? The game Among Us where you got one or two imposters and they go around killing people, right? And you have to discuss who you think the killer or the imposter is, right? So you're talking with your other teammates and you're talking with all these other people saying, "Hey, well, you know what? I think this because of this. I think that because of this." And in a sense is not is in a sense is more so in the middle of discussion and debate, the concept of it, because you're when you say, okay, well, I think this person is the imposter, you're bringing facts to the table, so it becomes a debate on like, okay, well, prove your innocence or you're guilty. You know, the discussion part is just you talking, you going back and forth with this person, you know, not really trying to convince them of anything, but you're talking about a specific topic. You're talking about a specific topic, but you're not trying to convince anybody of things. So that's how it gets out of control when people go from that mind frame of, okay, let's talk about this, to now I'm trying to convince you that what I'm saying is correct. You know, I think there's a YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel. I forgot what it's called, but I keep I keep bringing up stuff, but I don't even know what it's called. But it's like I think it's a the concept of it is to have a discussion with people about specific topics, right? Like I think it was one video, and a lot of people don't like him because he talks about these things, but he has a specific stance on it. But people are trying to convince him that he's wrong, right? I think it was like something along the lines of like white privilege doesn't exist. Um, prove me wrong or something like that. Hold on right quick. Let me see if I can find the channel or at least one of the videos. Duplicate. I I think um it's okay. I know it's a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel, but I forgot what it's called. Like it's a lot of videos up here. I think it's called Dose of Truth. I think it's called Dose of Truth. It might be, but I'm not completely sure. I forgot what it was actually called, but or what the channel was called. But I remember there was a channel where a guy he would go around like to college campuses and talk to different students about like a specific topic, and they would discuss it. Like he would ask them questions to kind of inquire about what they think, right? And inquire about like what their stance is on specific topics. And then he would ask them questions, and then he would state his point, and then ask them to kind of like ask if they agree with it or if they disagree, and if they disagree, then why did they disagree and all that stuff. And it's a cool concept to do. It's just like you said, it would get out of control mainly because people get in that mindset of, oh well, now I need to prove this person wrong, or now I need to state my stance and fight for my stance because this is what I believe in. So it I think that would be a cool it would be a cool idea to do. Like you said, I think it would kind of get out of control, but I think I could handle it. I think I could get in there and be like, hey, calm your ass down. Let me stop. Let me stop. But but it would be like an open discussion, not a debate. But I think it would be cool. It would be a cool idea. Like maybe I could like I gotta stop saying like I gotta see. I'm gonna post a post on Facebook and see if people would be interested in doing that. Like that would be interesting. And then once I do it on Facebook, I could re-upload the live stream to YouTube so that way you guys can see it too. And if you want to be in that live stream, all you got to do is follow me on Facebook. Link is in the description. And for sure, like that would be interesting because it could start a revolution, right? It could start a revolution of people actually, you know, finding something that they believe in and being able to articulate it without arguing or without starting any tension between them and the other party. Like, of course, politics is like one of the topics in the world that you just can't stop people from arguing. You cannot stop people from arguing. All you can do is hope that the other side will listen to what you got to say, and then like it's okay for you to have your views and your thoughts and everything like that and your morals, and it's okay to state that those are your thoughts and your morals, but you know don't try and force it on me because I have my thoughts and morals. Like if you explain your side and you explain your story and you say, "Hey, this is what I believe in and this is my morals," and then I'm like, well maybe like I kind of see it differently now that I know the other side. So like hmm, maybe like what I'm thinking about and what I feel is kind of like I don't know, like it was always taught to me, so that's what I believe in because it was always taught to me. But now that I kind of see the other side, like maybe going on the other side or maybe seeing what that's all about is what I need to do to kind of understand things, to see if what I believe in and what I was taught is actually valid, right? Because you can't say, well, I was always taught this and I was always given this motive because like everybody else that I'm around believed in it. So I gotta fight for that, right? You gotta just be like, hey, well, maybe I gotta just like see what's on the other side that kind of make it make it more understandable. Like I gotta see the other side to validate what I actually believe in, right? To go on the other side and be like, I don't like this. So I'm gonna just go back to, where I was before, you know, research and development, R&D. But yeah, that's what it is right there. I may do more stuff like that. Um, well, also down here, you also got some small towns in Georgia and stuff that are all African American. That is true. That is true. Like I have family in Georgia. Um, but you have places that have um you have locations that have only specific ethnic groups, right? Only specific ethnic groups in that whole place. So, of course, like that would hmm, that would make it a lot more interesting because you get the idea like what is life like with just African American people in one place or Latinos in one place or Spanish. See, when I was in Spanish class, my Spanish teacher said just call them Spanish speaking people. And I always do that because I don't want to offend anybody. Like, if you're El Salvadorian, I don't want to be like, hey, you're Latino, because then you get mad, and then I'd be like, well, I'm sorry about that, my bad. But you get a place with just Spanish speaking people, or you get a place with just African Americans, or just Caucasians, or just Asians, or just, like I guess you do have places like that. Of course, um, you got different areas in the world with just those type of people, but like, I don't know. Like, it would be interesting to kind of see, like, what their thoughts is on that, because like you kind of have like, do they experience racial tensions in areas like that with just those type of people in it, or just those ethnic groups in it? Like, do they, like, what are their thoughts on what's going on in the country? Like, do they see things differently than what we do? Do they see things differently than places that are more diverse with a lot of different people, different ethnic groups in that place? Like, hmm, that would be interesting to kind of explore too. But I don't know. Giving me ideas up here, Job. Giving me ideas. I'm up here thinking like, oh shoot. But is it like that in Chicago also? Like, what I'm not gonna say what is it like in Chicago. I think I asked that before, but like, what is the diversity of the ethnic groups in Chicago? Like, um is it just like African Americans, or is there a mix between like Asians and Caucasians and whites and African Americans, and is there like a mix of people? Is it like a melting pot? But I mean, like, I don't know, like, me, my best friend, my BFF Shay, she was her and her boyfriend. They were asking me. I posted another comment earlier, but it disappeared. Um, I don't see anything that I don't see any comments that was held for review or anything like that. Um, the interesting thing about the South is most of the big cities are strongly Democrats, but outside is mostly it's almost all white conservatives. I guess the South has the highest percentage of black people. Well, um, I don't. Well, actually, you know what? That is kind of true. I think that a lot of black people are um a lot of black people or African Americans are Democrat. Um, But I know that there are some black Republicans, just not just not as much, not as much. Um, hmm, the highest percentage. Yeah, well, yeah, that is true. Like I think, I mean, I don't really know like what the percentage is. Like I've never been to Chicago, but like I was saying before, my BFF Shay and her boyfriend, they were asking me if I wanted to go down to Chicago sometime, and I was kind of skeptical because like I heard a lot of bad things about Chicago, but I've never been. Like everybody tells me that like Chicago is like real bad, like you can get hurt and shot and all that stuff just walking down the street and stuff. I guess it's like, I mean, it's kind of sort of like fear mongering, but it's more so like I guess if they've been there and they saw the condition of Chicago. I'm not gonna say that Chicago is a bad place because I've never been really. I've never experienced it. Like I can only say, a place is bad or a place is this and a place is that if I've been there and I've actually experienced, you know, I look fat on camera. Oh my gosh. But I like if I've never been to a place, I can't say if it's bad or good. Like, I can only be like, well, people said this and people said this and this is what I heard. And like, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about going with them, but I have to figure out like as far as work if I can take off time and stuff. But I think it would be pretty cool because like if they know the area and they're from there, then well, I'm not sure if they're from there. I think they have family there, but if they go there a lot and they kind of like know the ins and outs, like where to go and where not to go, then I guess it would be a cool experience to go to experience like what Chicago is like and like the different places that they have. Um, I actually out of all the bowling trips, I don't think we've ever been to Chicago. I think they had nationals one time in Chicago, but after that, like they only went there once, I think. Oh no. Which bowling season is starting back up, so you guys may get some travel vlogs and you may get some interesting videos like oh man, when we went to Vegas that one time, I was gonna do some crazy videos, but I didn't want it to affect my work or anything like. I'm pretty sure you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but I don't know, like who knows, but I just want to like do some entertaining stuff, do stuff that I never did before. Like when I went to Vegas, I flew for the first time going to Vegas, first time for everything. But yeah, crazy, crazy indeed. But yeah, I don't know. Like I guess, well, to get back on topic with the politics and stuff like that, I don't know. Like maybe more people in the South. Like I think as you go more West Coast, you got more like red states than blue, maybe, and more like in the South and in the East, you got a lot of blue states too. But I don't know. But maybe like there, I think that you're correct on that though. I think there's a high percentage of African Americans and blacks that are Democrat. But I've seen not many, but I've seen black Republicans before. Not that it's just like a sight for sore eyes or a sight to see, but I I don't mean to put it like that, but like I've seen African Americans, or I've met. Let me put it like that. I've met and I've encountered
blacks and African Americans who are Republican. So not many though, not many. I've never had a conversation with them about why they were Republican. But I think that would be interesting to have like a conversation like you as a African American or a black person. I mean, I guess the correct term for it would be African American, but like you know, I don't know, I don't know. I I just I guess for the simplicity of it, I'm gonna just say African Americans. But I think like having a conversation with the African American Republican would be interesting because like me, like I said, I voted Democrat blindly for years. You know, so me as a African American, I would be interested to know like, hey, why would this other African American vote Republican? Like, what's the appeal to it? Like, what's maybe we can have a conversation about that and on relatable terms like me being African American, that person being African American, them explaining their stance. Maybe I could relate to it because I am African American, or maybe my views just does not align with what they believe, you know. Maybe that's just like what it is, who knows. But having that conversation, that would be interesting. um but let me see. Oh, here we go. All right, so there was actually a message that was held for review, Jive. I see. Let's show this because it's a conversation. It's a conversation. Chicago is actually one of the most segregated cities, so the best way I can explain is you've got neighborhoods with all white people, others with all black, then you got all Hispanic and Asians. You wouldn't think Chicago was that racist, but they actually have this thing with cops in Chicago where if you're black, they can pull you over because it's drive. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No, I'm sorry. That's not that's not cool. That's that's not cool. I'm sorry. That's not because they can pull you over because it's driving while black. I've I've heard this term before, but I never knew it was a thing. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it is funny. It like I've heard people like talk about this and joke about this in North Carolina, and it was just always just like a joke, like, oh man, I was pulled over because I was driving while black, and I was just like, come on, dude, that's not a thing. That is not a thing. I was like, nah, that can't be a thing. Like, no. But apparently, I guess in Chicago it is. So that is that is an interesting thing there. To know that like there is still like places that's segregated. Of course, like with racism and like I'm not saying that it's racist, but well, I mean, like if people choose to be separate from each other, like if blacks and whites choose to be separated from each other, then that's not necessarily racist, but when it comes to the pretenses of why they're separating themselves from people, like I've met black people who like, oh well, I don't like white people because of slavery and this and that, which is understandable, but at the same time, like you can't be like, oh well, I don't like this person because of something that they couldn't control, like well, not saying that they couldn't control it, like their ancestors could control it. But if you have a white or Caucasian person who is in my generation, like who didn't have to go through slavery, who learned about slavery through our parents, but couldn't they couldn't affect it any, like they couldn't decrease the, they couldn't, do anything about it, right? Like they couldn't do anything about it because, like, of course, like slavery has already ended. Well, technically no, not really. Slavery still exists. It's just in a different way, okay? That's a different conversation. But but of course they could not control what their ancestors did, right? And for African American and my generation to be like, hey, well, I don't like white people because of slavery, and then they treat the white people and or the white or Caucasian people in my generation differently because of that, then under that pretense is not valid to me. Like, of course, like, yes, slavery is wrong. My ancestors went through slavery, and my ancestors were slaves. I can't control that. All I can do is move forward from it, right? All I can do is create the future, right? So if I can create the future where there is no slavery, where there is, like, understandability between these two groups, then like, of course, like, we can change things, right? You got to be the change that you want to see. Of course, like with racism, I don't ever think that racism would, like, if racism ever was like removed from the world, if racism was ever to go extinct extinct if racism was ever to go away, right, you would have to get every single body in the world. You have to get everybody in the world to agree that racism needs to end. Until that day comes, racism will always be here. Racism will always be here until you get everybody, like every mind that is able to comprehend and have that open mind and to come to that conclusion that racism needs to end. You I don't think that will ever happen. I don't think that will ever happen. But if that day were to ever come, then, you know, things will be a lot better. But that's not, I don't realistically, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think there's ever going to happen because you have people who are raised within racism, right? You have people who are raised and who are taught and who are embellished with these racist ideas. And when they grow up, they think that it's normal. It's their normal, right? So they can't get out of the mindset unless they choose to get out of that mindset of like, okay, well, let's see things differently. Let's try not to go by what's normal um in that society. So Um, I'd actually love telling you more about Chicago. I know it's crazy and hard to believe. You don't ever know exactly. You don't never you It's crazy and hard to believe you don't ever know exactly until you've been there. I like Chicago actually as a city. Lots of super cool stuff to do. We have the best pizza in the whole U.S. I heard that. I hear that. I hear that. There's this place called Navy Pier where you can take a boat around the city. Oh, so y'all have like waterways and stuff like that. I didn't know that. Hmm. I never knew that. But that would actually be pretty cool to take a boat around the city to see the sights and stuff like that. That would actually be pretty cool. Like and one of my previous videos when I went to Myrtle Beach, we went on this the dolphin tour. I thought that was pretty cool too, where we was just like out in the ocean and we saw dolphins jumping up and stuff like that. But to go around Chicago in a boat and see like the different attractions and see the different sights and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty interesting. Um, I think it's more of like it's not necessarily that I don't want to go. It's more of the idea that like of what like everybody is saying like Chicago is a bad place. I guess it like I said, I guess it depends on where you go within Chicago. Um but it's it's interesting. It's interesting because I had this idea on my bucket list where I wanted to like go around the I wanted to have like one thing on my bucket list is I want to go around the United States seeing different sites and just like at least visit every state within the United States. And if I ever become like financially able to do that, like if I'm not gonna say this YouTube, but if I like, cause I know a lot of people say YouTube, you don't really get that much from AdSense and stuff like that. But I think if I were to maybe start something up, or if like my photography were to start blowing up, and I were able to make a lot more money, and I could travel around the United States, you know, taking photos and stuff like that, getting jobs and stuff like that, so I'm able to travel around the United States. I think that would be pretty cool. Or if like I started a business where I was like able to just like travel and not really have to be tethered to a desk or a computer, and I was able to like go around and just travel the United States. I think that would be pretty awesome. Like to go and see different places and stuff like that and try different foods, kind of sort of like not necessarily man versus food, but to be like, um, what's that show with Guy Fieri? Dine-ins, drive-ins, and dives, or something like that, where he would go around trying different foods and stuff like that, and seeing different places and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Not to have like a TV show, but just to do that, just to go around the United States, seeing different places, seeing what it's like. Obviously not now with COVID going around, but but just to see like the different places, like what makes each state interesting, what makes each state unique, right? I know Texas, they say that, oh, well, everything is big in Texas. Wisconsin, they got a whole bunch of cheeses. New York, I heard a lot about New York. Like it's really busy, really crowded. Like it's a fast paced place to live and visit. You know, I think it would be pretty interesting to do that. Let me do this right quick. Sorry, I'm typing, guys. I'm typing. There we go. But yeah, I think it would be a pretty cool idea to do that. Like that's on my bucket list. That's one thing that I want to do, because I don't like my whole thing is like I want to retire early, right? I want to retire at an age where I can still be in my youth and then be able to live my best life without having to work until I'm 64 or 65 and then retire then. And then, like, once I'm 65, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be old. Like, right now, like, the pain, luckily, guys, oh, update on the pain. The pain is almost non existent. Like, I can feel it, I can still feel it in my shoulders, but it's not as bad as it was before. Like it's not like it's there. I can feel it, but it's like maybe a one. It's a one on a scale from 10. It's a one right now, or maybe even point 0.5. Like it's almost not even there. Like I can move, I can do my explosive. I can use my shoulders. I may start working out again today, um, because my gains, all the gains that I have gotten from working out, is just gone. Like I had a outline of a six pack, but now I just got a gut again. Like I'm 180, not no 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 no, not 180. I'm 179.4 pounds. I weighed myself this morning, but 179.4, and I have a gut. Like I did have a six pack before, but I have a gut because I've been eating, of course, McDonald's and shit. Of course, but but it says yeah, there's a hold on real quick. Yeah, there's this big man-made river that pretty much goes around downtown Chicago. You can see all these skyscrapers. They take us by the bank that the Joker robbed in Dark Knight for filming. Colorado's got those huge mountains too. Look, I would love to go to the mountains because like ever since I flew for the first time and I was like looking out the window like when I went to Vegas, I think it was in 2018, either it was 2017 or 2018. But when we went to Vegas, when we was leaving uh Raleigh Durham airport and I was on the plane. I was like, okay, so this is my first time ever flying. I was scared as hell, guys. I was like, bro, I was like, bro, please. And then like the fucked up part about it is, like maybe a month or so before we were supposed to go to Vegas, the one of the planes or one of the aircrafts on that same what is it called, the same flight company, I think it was Southwest, the same flight on Southwest had crashed due to mechanical issues or whatever. And that was like a month before we were supposed to go to Vegas. So of course there was like fear of like, okay, well we're getting on this plane, and a plane on Southwest crashed just a month ago, and we're on a Southwest flight. Yo, this is this ain't even cool, man. This ain't even cool. Can we change our flight? We couldn't change our flight or not like that. So, but I was like, okay, so you know what? This is my first time flying. I'm gonna go all out for this one. And I sat right where the window is, and the whole time I was looking out the window. And as we were flying, or we was going off the tarmac, I was looking out the window, and we started going up and up and up and up and up. And I was like, yo, okay. So I thought like I'm afraid of heights. Like I am afraid of heights. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a bitch when it comes to heights. Like if you take me up to the top of the skyscraper and you tell me to look down, I'm not even gonna go 10, 16, 20 feet near the edge to even look down off that building. I'm gonna be all the way back there like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. No, like I can go to the top of the skyscraper, but no, not looking down and all that. No, no, no. You got me all twisted up. You got me all messed up. Nah, I can't do that. Hand sanitizer. I haven't been anywhere, but it's always good. Always good to have hand sanitizer, guys. Always good to have that mask. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I was like, oh hell no. But I got on the flight, and I don't know what it was, but I wasn't scared. Like I was looking out the window, and I was like, wow, like that looks pretty cool. Like everything looks so small, and everything like you can see like all the stuff, you can see people walking around and stuff like that depending on how high you are. But I was like, yo, that is crazy. Like that is wild. And so like I was like, yo, that kind of changed my whole perspective, like on heights. I don't think that it is I think that the my fear of heights is more so on the lines of like when I see that there's no protection. Like when you're in an aircraft, you're protected from all of the air pressure changes in the air and all that stuff. And then when you're up that high, you can kind of see everything, and you're in a vehicle that is able to come down safely, right? You're in a vehicle that is able to come down safely. But when you're just like standing on a skyscraper and you're looking down, there's nothing there to stop you from falling off that building. There's nothing there to stop you from hitting the ground safely. Let me change that. Uh, there's nothing there to stop you from harming yourself after falling off, right? If you fall off a skyscraper, you dead as fuck. I'm sorry, but you dead as fuck. Unless you got somebody down there with a big ass air, like one of those big air tents and all that stuff, and you fall on it and you hit it. Even so, like you fall from a skyscraper that's like I don't know how many feet in the air, and you hit that thing, you gon' man, it's over. It's over. I'm sorry, but it's over. But unless you got like a parachute or something like that, like I don't know. I don't know. It's just different. But yeah, the mountains would be pretty cool. You should go to the top floor of the Willis Tower and step on that tiny glass floor hundreds of feet above the city. That was scary as hell. You can probably go after COVID is over with. Look, look, look. I know that somewhere in the world there's like this really really long glass bridge, like it goes over this giant ass canyon, and you can walk on this bridge and you can literally see below you. And I was like, that would be like somebody would have to pay me a lot of money to walk across that bridge because I would be scared. I would probably shit myself. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I would probably, I would, I would probably, I would probably be on the side of the bridge, about to have a heart attack, walking, my legs limp as hell, trying to walk across with some limp legs. Yeah, I said it, limp legs. I don't know. The Willis Tower, where's that at? Where's the Willis Tower at? I would have to find out where that is. I think that's um let me see. Willis Tower. Willis Tower. Oh, it's in Chicago. It's in Chicago. It's in Chicago. That's in downtown Chicago. Yeah. Yeah. I think that that would be a pretty cool video to do. To face I had this idea to face my fears. I had this idea to face my fears. Um like I have a fear of spiders and I have a fear of heights. Like um which one is more prominent? I would have to say heights mainly because like it's more easily it's more easily to get higher up than to like to encounter spiders, right? Like I could have spiders, knock on wood, but I could have spiders in my basement, and I could have not I don't have a basement. Shit. I could have hold on right quick, guys. All right, sorry guys, I actually had to turn off my vibration again because I'm getting all these Zoom messages and it's vibrating my phone. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear it, which um yeah, that I don't like that. I don't like that because it kind of messes up the quality of the stream. Especially like if I were, I think if I were to have the microphone, it will be a lot different. But the microphone is up there, and then also I don't have anything to actually hold my phone. But yeah, I think the reason I'm scared of heights is because it's the thought of death. I think that's what it is too. I think that's what it is too. Like to put that in perspective, like when I was on the flight, right? I didn't fear death because like I knew that the person who was flying the plane was trained to fly the plane. The people that's on the plane is trained to help people. And then even so, if we were to crash or whatever, then of course, like it would be because of some type of reason where like yeah, but like everything within the flight industry, most of the time everything is checked down to the T. Like they triple check everything, right? And with with that, I kind of felt some type of security because you got people that's trained, you got people who triple check, and you got people who check behind the people who check. So I felt some type of security there. But when you're up on like on a big ass skyscraper and you're looking down, there's nothing like there's no security there to actually, you know, secure your safety, right? If you had even if you had a parachute and you fell off a skyscraper, if you don't know how to use that parachute, you dead as fuck. I'm sorry, but you dead as fuck. So it comes down to like I guess security, like the fear of death or the thought of death. It kind of like overtakes you when there's no barriers. You know, that's the first thing you think about. So I think you're right. I think you're right on that. I think you're right because like that's mostly like with the fear of heights. That's mostly what people think about. I think that's 95% of the time, or like you get that thought like when you're really high up, the just like a random thought of you just falling off or some shit. The random thought of you just falling off, it just scares the fuck out of you. Or like somebody pushing you off, or like how when you're in like a group of people and then like you're all up at a very high place and then you get that thought in your head like, oh, somebody's gonna push me like a motherfucker just to like laugh at me getting scared. Like, nah, bro, don't like, nah, homie. That's why like you see people just like get behind people, right? You see people just like they're up there and they stand up there for about 5 minutes, 5 seconds or something like that, and then that thought hit their head, and they're like, oh hell no, nah, I'm about to go back. I'm about to go to the back. Ain't nobody gonna push me off. Yeah. It says, yeah, I love flying on a plane, but I don't like taking off or landing. It like jerks your body from for a second. Yeah, it's like when you're leaving. Like I think the going up part, right? That's the easier part, but coming down is is a lot worse because you get more of that that bump, right? When you're leaving off, all you do is just and you just go off like that, right? And that's easier, but like that speed when you're speeding up and you're leaving the tarmac, that when you get jerked back like that, all that is the force. But when you're landing, it's like you're landing, but you hit the ground, then you come up a little bit more, then you hit the ground again, and then you're just like hitting the ground to the point where you're able to smoothly like land. And that's like the bumpy part for it. But I think that's the worst part for me, like is landing. But going up, taking off, I like that. I like that. But man, like I said, I was thinking about doing a video, either a video or a live stream where probably a live stream because if that's just wrong. That's just wrong. Like I look, I don't know. Like if I for some reason go, I want it to be, I don't know. Like if I fall off, I want to say my last goodbyes real quick. And then that way, it'll be there. But like, that's morbid as hell. But I don't know. Like, I would be so scared to do it like just a regular video, where I would have to actually edit it and upload it. Like, I would have to have a high confidence, right, that of my survival rate. And if I'm high up and it's just like, standing on that glass floor and looking down, I don't know, like, oh my gosh. I w- I would be scared as hell. So many things would be going through my head. Like I would be like, okay, I gotta live stream this because just in case, just in case. Oh my gosh. But man, I tell you. But fear of spiders, I was thinking about going to like a pet store or like a pet smart, where a place where they have like pet pet spiders, right? You got little tarantulas. I think tarantulas are not venomous. I think there are some variations of tarantulas that are venomous, but I think some of them, like the ones at the pet stores, maybe they get rid of the venom sacs or whatever, or they make them non-venomous so they're safe to have as pets. But I was thinking about going to a pet store and letting a spider just like crawl on my arm. That would be, oh my gosh, I'm getting like goosebumps just by doing that because it just feels like, and I know it's not 8 legs, but it just like just to feel all those legs and then the hairs on the legs, and it's just like, oh my god, ooh, this just like gives me goosebumps. Oh my gosh, that would be so freaking crazy. Like I did watch a video, like I was thinking about doing it before, but COVID hit. But I was watching this video about this guy who was afraid of spiders, and then he literally let the spider crawl on his face. Like, nah, homie. Nah, homie, what you doing, homie? Nah, 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 nah. We not doing that here. But yeah, on the arm, like he did it on the arm, but like to have a spider crawling on your face, that's just like, I don't even know. I would, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That would be crazy, dude. That would be crazy. Um, but let me see. Let me see. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I I I don't know. Maybe if we get a certain amount of likes, or if we get up to a certain amount of subscribers, I would say I would say hmm look up Willis Tower Sky Deck. I think, well, I did look up the Willis Tower um Sky Deck virtual tour, Sky Deck Chicago, important notice regarding COVID-19. Mm, it says Willis Tower and Skydeck Chicago have implemented measures consistent with CDC and local and federal guidance to try and reduce the spread of COVID-19 on the premises, including enhanced cleaning protocols. Even with these procedures in place, please be advised that building occupants, building and sky deck visitors, or others currently or previously present upon this property and or the sky deck may have contracted or been exposed to COVID 19 or other infectious diseases and may expose you by accepting or by accessing and using building common areas, the sky deck, and their associated amenities. You and your party voluntarily assume all risk of your use, including the risk of exposure to infectious disease, and that's in all caps. And you waive all claims, including claims for negligence against Willis Tower Skydeck Chicago and their respective owners, managers, affiliates, agents, and representatives arising out of such use. The above parties hereby disclaim all liability for any injuries arising out of your use of this property and the sky deck, including exposure to infectious disease. That they have that multiple times in there, like including the exposure to infectious disease. They're letting you know that if you decide to go up there, you can't say that they caused you to get COVID. You can't say that they was negligent. You can't say that. You can't say nothing. My thing is, all right. So okay, so they do have window panes. So in the room, in the sky deck, they have the window panes so you can't actually fall off. So I feel a little bit better about that. I feel a little bit better about them having the windows and stuff like that. Because if they didn't, if it was just like a awning, like a railing, I would be like, I don't know about this. But if they got the glass panes and it's just like a basically a glass room, then I'm good with that. I'm good with that. But of course, COVID. But yeah, I was gonna clean my room, but of course, COVID. I was gonna make something to eat, but of course, COVID. It's just like that song. I was gonna clean my room, but I got high. I was gonna clean my room, but COVID. I was gonna go out to eat, and you know why? Yeah, yeah, but it was COVID. But it was COVID. But it was COVID. That was, I'm stupid. Oh my gosh, that's that was stupid. Okay, what should I do? What should I do in NC? Anything fun to do? NC. You know what? I have no clue. I've lived in North Carolina for I don't know how many years, and I don't like. See, the thing with me is I don't drive, so I can't really explore North Carolina. Like, you know, oh, oh, I know you said you were 18. I, I know you said you were 18. Well, no, because the legal drinking age is 21, I believe, or maybe it was 18. No, I think it's. Dang, how do I not know? I guess I'm old enough to drink, so I forgot. But I think the drinking age is 21, so you really couldn't do that. But if you they have like I went to this wine festival with a couple of friends, and that was pretty fun. But I think the legal drinking age is 21 in North Carolina, so you wouldn't be able to do that. Um, there are a lot of places that have like different attractions. I think in Asheville there's like the Biltmore Mansion or something like that. It's like a tourist attraction. Um, there is, let me see. If you're looking for like a fun place to go, I know Adventure Landing or like Frankie's Fun Park. Well, that's specifically in Raleigh, I believe. Dave and Buster's. Well, places like that, of course, you would know of, but um, attractions and stuff like that, I could probably like ask people. I know they have music festivals in different places. They have um like what is it, international festivals, like different festivals for like different international stuff. Like, they have dang, what am I trying to say, Calvin? Come on, Calvin, come on. They have I've heard of this amusement park called Carowinds. Yeah, yeah, Carowinds is a pretty good place to go to. If you like water parks, then Wet and Wild is a good place to go to. um I think they have a Wet and Wild in, I think it's Charlotte. But the festivals, like I've been to a couple of Latin festivals where they have like a whole bunch of different foods and different stuff within the Latin culture. Like clothing, they had clothing booths, they had different food booths, they had different crafts, they had different like books and stuff like that. They had a whole bunch of stuff that you can go and you can learn about the Latin culture. There was also a Jamaican festival too. There was a Jamaican festival where they had food. It was kind of sort of the same as the Latin festival, but it was just more so like of the Jamaican culture, the colors. They had clothing, they had books, food, they had activities, like different stuff that they do in those areas for those cultures, like different sports and stuff like that. They had music, they had everything. So I think that if you found like a festival, like some kind of festival, if it was like an international festival or like a music festival, those are pretty fun. If you want to go to like amusement parks and stuff like that, Carowinds, that's a good place to go. Frankie's Fun Park, um, Adventure Landing, those are good places to go to. Um, I'm not sure if you're interested in it, but skating rings. If you go to like a skating rink, that is pretty fun. I mean, you'll probably be sore afterwards because I was sore after. But apparently they call Durham the Black Wall Street. LOL. You said you were from Durham, right? Yeah, I'm from Durham. I live in Durham, so yeah, it's like, yeah, they're building Durham up to be a lot, like to be a very good place. Like Raleigh was the place to go to, but a lot of people are now coming to Durham because downtown Durham is like a crazy place. Like they have a lot of stuff you can do in downtown Durham. Now Raleigh is still a good place to go to for like different stuff you can do, like maybe clubs or restaurants, even there's this place called, if you like arcade games, if you like arcade games, I know you can't drink, but it's like arcade games plus a bar and all that stuff and food. But there's a place called the Boxcar Bar. The Boxcar Bar, they have like a whole bunch of arcade games in there, like all like arcade machines, like arcade game machines. And you can go in there, play. You don't get like token, well, you get tokens, but you don't get like tickets for winning games and stuff like that, right? So you can't really trade in your tickets for anything. Yeah, I like the arcade games and all that stuff. Yeah, that's a pretty fun place to go to. I've been there, and I stayed probably like to like 2 in the morning, I think. Either it was 2 in the morning or it was like 12. But I know they have one in Raleigh, and I think they have one in Durham also. But yeah, but yeah, that's pretty fun place to go to if you like arcade games and stuff like that. Um, there's this there's a I think there's a couple, or I've been to one, but in Durham there's this augmented reality place where like you go in and it's like VR, right? You got VR games, but you got this big gigantic area that they put you in, so you can actually move around. Like I think there's this game called Hot Shot or something like that, or it's some kind of game where you're moving, but time moves when you move. So if you stay still, then time stops. So when you move, the time starts again. I think it's called Hot Shot, but I could be wrong on that. I like the mountains in NC. My grandparents live 30 minutes from Asheville. Yeah, yeah. I've yet to be to the mountains in North Carolina, but I would like to go to the mountains, like just to see the view. If I had like or if I was able to rent like a cabin on the mountains, maybe for like a weekend or something like that, I would love that. I would completely love that. Um, it's just like the view and the feel and like I'm not sure like if in the mountains everything is like isolated, but I don't know. It would just feel different from the city. I think it would feel different from the city. I would love that though. Like to have a cabin on the mountains, to be able to look down and just see the view and wake up with the sun coming up. Oh my gosh, it would be so beautiful. That would be amazing. Yo. But I was do you know if they have like cabin rentals in Asheville or like in the mountains where your grandparents are? That would attempt to cancel order, however, did not. Customer attempted to cancel order. Yeah, that would be interesting. The name of the town they live in is Merlon, and yeah, they do a bunch of them actually. That would be interesting because I know me and some of my friends, well, some of my friends, they like to travel, they like to go and do different things. Like around Thanksgiving, like the Thanksgiving weekend, um, I think they're planning on going up to Asheville actually to the Biltmore Mansion and to do like some sightseeing over there. And I'm thinking about going with them, but the only thing is, I think they're going on Thanksgiving, which I don't think that would sit well with my family, because I would be out of town and not be able to go to Thanksgiving and spend Thanksgiving with my family. Um, though I think it would be fun. It would be a great experience to go. I think it might be near the mountains, though. It might be near the mountains. So that would be a interesting thing to do. And plus, it would make for a good video, good vlogs and stuff like that, travel vlogs and such. um, it would it would be pretty interesting for like some videos and such, I think. So yeah, it sounds like fun. It does. It does. I think that they like it's the same friends that I went to the wine festival with, same friends that I went to Myrtle Beach with, same friends that I went to ooh, I've been to a couple of places with them that like we were just like sightseeing and all that stuff. Like the where well that was Myrtle Beach, but we had a great time. Like they love to travel, they love to go to like wineries and breweries and just like sightsee and go to different places. They actually went the hot sauce that I had in the video that I did for or the live stream that I did on Facebook, which is this is a hot sauce called The End, and they actually went to this hot sauce place that has a crap ton of hot sauce, like a lot of hot sauces, like from easy to consume to like your asshole is going to be non-existent afterward. Well, actually, they said that the end hot sauce was the hottest hot sauce that they had, I believe. Which I gotta say that that hot sauce was hot, but it was not as hot as the Buffalo Brothers hot wing challenge. The Buffalo Brothers hot wing challenge. Oh my gosh, that I think that almost killed me because my throat was like literally closing up. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't even swallow the chicken because my throat is closing up. So I had to take a break a little bit and I had to breathe a little bit and then I had to get back to it because I wanted that shirt. Not this shirt, but I have a shirt um, from Buffalo Brothers. It's called the Ludicrous Wing Challenge, and yeah, I killed it. I think I killed it. I think I did it in like you get 15 minutes to eat 10 wings. I think I completed it in like maybe 7 or 8 minutes, probably around 10. Probably around 10. But I think I did a great job at that challenge because that challenge was like hard. That was like the hottest thing that I ever ate. And we got to try the sauce before we did the challenge. So I knew what I was getting myself into. I was just being, yeah. I was doing it for the, I was doing it for the video. If it wasn't for the video, I probably would have if I wasn't doing the video, I probably would have been like, okay, all right. I don't know about this. This is a little I love food too. That's how I discovered your channel as a matter of fact. Which video did you see that got you interested in the channel? Was it the beef jerky video or because I remember you were on the beef jerky video, but before that um I'm not completely sure. I can't remember which one. I remember you being on the beef jerky video, but which video got you interested? I think it was the old. It was an old video. Um, well, I did a lot of food, a lot of food stuff. I did um I did some for some chips. It was like Mama Zuma's Revenge, habanero chips. I did quite a few, actually, quite a few. I did some for the Taco Bell dare wraps. That was like really old. That was like when I first started getting back into YouTube. But I did a lot of food videos. But if it was an old video, then hey, um, I I can't think off the top of my head what videos I've done because it's just been a lot. But I've done a lot of food videos though. Um, I did the pineapple mushroom smash burger. I did um, of course, the Mama Zuma Revenge chips. I did I think it was some spicy banana chips. Says, oh, I remember now. Yeah, which video was it? I did quite a few. I did quite a few though. Um, but yeah, if you want me to do any more food videos, I can do food videos too. I mean, now that I'm at my goal or below my goal weight, actually, just like point 0.6 pounds below my goal weight. But if you want me to do any food videos, I can do some food videos. Um, you know, actually, well, yeah, on that, on the poll that I did in the community tab, um, well, yeah, actually, live stream unboxing. So I think we had one vote for a gaming video. Um, I might do a gaming video tomorrow. Actually, it was the Mountain Dew Baja Blast versus Pitch Black 2016. Oh, that is old. That is way old. Oh man, that that is. Hold on, right quick. Alfalfa hair coming up. Dang, come on. Okay. Yeah, that video. Oh my gosh, that is an old video. That is an old video. 4 years ago, man, that is crazy. And you know what? You know what? That in that video, I predicted that the Baja Blast would win, and of course, I was right. I was right. I got it right. That was pretty cool though. Like I was like, okay, well, the because the pitch black, it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't like the flavor wasn't really that great, I guess. But the Baja Blast, man, I love that one. But yeah, like I said, if you got any other food videos you want me to do, like if you find anything, I know you said you're back in Illinois, but if you know of any places that has any good food or like any food challenges, like I have completed two different food challenges before. Two different food challenges, or official food challenges at restaurants. It was the Big Ed's Farmhouse Pancake Challenge and the Ludicrous Wing Challenge. The Pancake Challenge, that one was actually like probably one of the hardest ones that I had to do because it's more of a quantity type thing, like how much you can eat. And if you can't eat that much, I sent a message to you on Instagram, man. I actually just followed you a minute ago. Okay, I'll actually check on that once I get off the live stream. Um, I actually do got to start posting to Instagram a lot more because I'm trying to get this photography stuff off the ground, but I've been slacking on it. Like I've been getting clients, but with COVID and stuff like that, it's it's not really helping out. But yeah, I'll actually check that out. And actually, I'll give you a follow back on Instagram, so I can check out your posts and stuff like that. Like I said, maybe in the future, if you want to, we can do maybe. I wish there was a way for YouTube to actually um invite the like people from the audience and people in the chat and stuff like that into the live stream, so that way you can kind of get like more of an interaction with people. And that would actually be a cool concept to do, um to have it more like interactive, like if we were playing a game or something like that, right? My account is okay. All right, I'll check that out. But yeah, that would be like if we were playing a game or something like that, not like an actual game, but like if I came up with a game like, hey, all right, so um here's a question, and I'll invite you on the live stream so you can so that way you can answer the question and give your input in it on, or if I'm doing like a or if I'm doing like an after hours podcast episode, which I gotta actually do that. But if I was doing an after hours podcast video, and I wanted to invite people on so like they can kind of interact with the show, then that would be pretty interesting. Like whether it be audio or whether it just be like video and audio, which if YouTube integrated that into their live stream platform, like if they were if creators was able to interact with their fans, like they were able to choose like who could actually get on, like if they like for instance if the creators wanted to like do a live stream with their moderators, then that would be an awesome concept, so that way they can actually get to know who they're actually talking to, because you're basically behind the stream. I love to see that too. Yeah. See, we up here giving $1 million ideas to YouTube, and they up there giving us what? I'm my channel is not even monetized, and I'm giving y'all $1 million idea here. You know what I'm saying? Well, Facebook already did it, but anyway, I'm just saying. Great artists copy, or good artists copy, but great artists steal. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Facebook did it. Why can't y'all do it? You know what I'm saying? Integrate that, right? Integrate that to where you can have maybe like up to 5 people on the live stream. That would like, and um it wouldn't necessarily be like, I think they would have to make it to where it's a way for like all the stream information coming from each person is only within their bandwidth. Like if I was streaming, right, and then somebody came onto my live stream, like their video feed and their video information would have to come from their internet source. Like it wouldn't be like, oh, now I'm streaming, now like that more people is coming on, I have to use more bandwidth. The bandwidth is split up between those people that's joining the live stream, right? And it would be more so like it well, like if I was streaming and Jive, you were streaming, and um I invited you to my live stream, you would still be streaming on your end for your audience, but it would then add my video feed into your video, so it would be like kind of sort of like Skype, but streaming right on YouTube or Zoom. And instead of Zoom, it would be YouTube, you know. But having like 20 or 30 people on one live stream, that would kind of be crazy. That would be like insane. They would probably have a limit to like maybe first starting out, it would probably be like one additional person on your live stream, and then they will bump it up to maybe three once they get it all the systems stable, and then maybe up to five, and then the max will be like probably 10 or something like that. That would be interesting to see. I would very much enjoy that. That would like I wonder if there's a way for you to actually do that without actually YouTube creating and building that system. Like hmm, what if I was on OBS, which OBS is acting like a jackass. So I can't really use OBS right now, but if I was using OBS and then I was sharing my computer screen and then I was on like Zoom or something like that, with or Zoom or Skype or some kind of like video chatting service, and then had like multiple people up there, and then we would have like the screen share, and then it would be streaming to YouTube. That would hmm, that would be interesting. Or if I had like um OBS running, and then I was on Facebook streaming and had multiple people on there, and then it was streaming to YouTube. That would be interesting too. But that would create like a whole bunch of bandwidth. I don't know. I don't know. That idea would need some kinks fixed in it. But that's a $1 million idea, YouTube, that y'all need to take from me and y'all need to pay me because I need that check. I need the bag. You know what I'm saying? I need the guap. You know what I'm saying? The guap? What is the guap? I don't really do anything on YouTube but watching videos, so the fans would be watching you, not me. LOL. Yeah, I mean that would kind of be the point, right? Like if like even though you don't do stuff on YouTube, right? If I was doing like a food, let's say I was doing a food challenge, right? And you was like, "Hey, let me join in on that food challenge." And so you got your camera and all that stuff, or you got your phone, your smartphone or whatever, and I invite you onto the live stream and you're able to share your video and your audio, right? Like it wouldn't necessarily be you streaming. I would still be streaming, but you're allowing kind of sort of like Facebook does, where you're allowing your video and your audio to be shared on that stream, on my stream. So you're not necessarily having to stream or create any type of videos. You're just allowing me to use your video and your audio on my stream. So now all you got to do is set up your camera, and you're like, okay, well, we're gonna eat this chicken sandwich right here and see who can eat it the fastest or something like that. I don't know, but I mean that's just like a simple idea. But the I guess the kinks for that idea would have to be worked out. Like, would they allow people to just share their video and audio, or would they actually require people to be streaming to actually be invited to the stream? But with Facebook, you don't necessarily have to do that, right? Like with Facebook, all you have to do is invite that person. They allow that person to use their video and audio in their stream, and then it would then work like that. That would be inside the stream. I think now that I'm almost out of school, I'm a senior. I like to start making videos so that if I become famous or something, I don't have people bugging me at school. Yeah, yeah, that could be a thing. You could be up here, get internet famous, probably more famous than me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, don't forget the small people. Don't forget the small people. I remember you was in my comment section. Now I'm in your comment section. Hey, I believe in you. If you feel like, hey, you want to start doing videos and stuff like that, you got my support. If you want to collab, if you want to, do something, then hey, let me know, and I'm down for it. I'm down for it. We can work something out. Now, you just got to figure out what area you want to be in. Like, do you want to be in like food? Do you want to be in tech? Do you want to be in um, gaming? Do you want to be in vlogs, entertainment, acting? You got to find out what you want to really be in. So you just got to all, get it all worked out, before you get out. And then who knows, like maybe, maybe starting now would be more profitable because you have a it's a lot that goes into it with just creating videos and such, right? You also got to focus on marketing and how you're going to spread the news about your channel so that way you can get famous, right? And when you're in school, you have a more like a better chance of like spreading it around. Like if you're doing like um if you're doing a certain thing, like if you're doing gaming videos or something like that, and you know that a lot of people in your school likes to game, then you're like, hey, I got a YouTube gaming channel. Do y'all want to, live stream a game or something like that, or do y'all want to do something? And then that way, you get more people watching, you get more people interested in it, you get more, more of fan base or audience within your school, and then once you leave school, they'll continue to follow you, but you won't be like bugged by them. So it's all, yeah. If I started my own videos, I'd give you a shout out too. Yeah, look, hey, we gotta help support each other. You know what I mean? I I push for you, you push for me, and we got this going on. You know what I'm saying? It's you know it's all there's people in different niches on YouTube that support each other and push each other content. Like, if you if you did videos that were um that like somebody was able to react to or something like that, like if you were good at doing skits and stuff like that, right? And all you needed was a cam. Like when I started YouTube, and believe it or not, but when I started doing my videos, I used my smartphone. Like I didn't have a camera at all. Like I had to save up money to get my first camera, which was the Nikon B500, I believe it was. Yeah, the B500 Nikon B500. Actually, I think I got the box over here from my storage. But boom, right here. This was my very first camera. My actual first camera that I had. Like I actually did have um I had a camcorder when I was younger. It was a Vivitar. It was a Vivitar camera, a camcorder, um, and I actually still have it to this day. But I was recording videos with that, but then after a while, I just kind of stopped, and I couldn't find the charger for it, and I was like, you know what, forget it. So I ended up using my smartphone for a long time, and then I saved up enough money. I think this was like I got this off of Fingerhut for um I think it was like $500. It was $500 market value for these. It was like maybe 250, $300. But of course, with Fingerhut, they charge you out the ass for everything. So, um, but I pretty much had got that for like $500, and I started recording with that. I found out that like the screen, it does flip out, but it doesn't flip up like the Nikon D5600 or the Canon Mark III. The Canon, I think it's the Canon PowerShot or Canon something Mark III. The Canon Mark III, basically. But the screen doesn't flip out so you can see yourself. So I was like, okay, well, I got this, but you know what? I want something where I can actually see myself, so that way I make sure that I'm in frame. Because if you watch previous videos with me using the Nikon B500, I would be sometimes out of frame, or I would be holding the camera a different way, or it would be too low. I wouldn't know how to frame it or how to hold the camera to where I'm in frame most of the time. So I had to do some work with that. But um yeah, so that was my first camera, $500. But I still got this one. I got the B500. Basically, I got three cameras. And the weird thing about the B500, is that it takes batteries. I think it has an accessory that allows you to connect a battery pack to it, but um, it pretty much does not. It pretty much, I think it costs a whole lot of money. So I was just like, forget it. I'll just buy AA batteries. And it takes four AA batteries. So I had to continue to buy AA batteries, and then I finally got some rechargeable ones, and then I used that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm kind of getting tired of this, so let me go ahead and buy a better camera, which, with the detachable lens, the DSLR, and all that stuff. Because the B500 is a SLR, which is a single lens camera, or um, a single lens refractor, some crap like that. But I decided to get a DSLR, so I got the D5600, the Nikon D5600, which that I was very, very satisfied with that purchase, especially since it did a lot more than the B500. And I was like, yo, this is awesome. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of the big camera. It's really heavy to hold. I don't have any type of support for it. So, I gotta either build some muscle to hold this camera while I'm vlogging, or get a camera person, which if I get a camera person, I got to pay that person. And then, I'm not even getting paid from YouTube. So if weeds become legal in North Carolina, um, nope, they are not legal. It's not legal in North Carolina for medical nor for recreational. To be honest, like, North Carolina is the last place that gets anything legalized. To be honest, North Carolina is the last place that gets anything legalized. Whether it's like just basically like anything. Like we're always the last place to get anything legalized. So like even I think CBD, right? The CBD oils and stuff like that. Before it wasn't legal, I think. And all the other places that have marijuana legal, right? They legalized the CBD oils and all that stuff, and the cannabinoid oils and stuff like that. And then they turned around and legalized marijuana in those states for whether it's medical or whether it's recreational. But um, I think in the recent years, in the maybe recent 2 or 3 years, maybe one or two, I would say maybe one or two, maybe two and a half. But North Carolina has legalized the CBD oils and all that stuff. And what is it called? I think it's called hemp or something like that. Hemp and the CBD oils and stuff like that. They legalized that um, for medical use. For medical use. So, were you born and raised in Durham? Now, I was actually born in Raleigh, but I was, well, Roxborough, Roxborough. I Well, no, wait a second, wait a second. I have family from Roxborough. I was born in Raleigh, but raised in Durham. Like I remember my earliest memories was in Durham. I think I remember when I was like two, and we was in Durham. So, um, yeah, yeah. I think my earliest memories is two, and we was in Durham. So I think we were in Raleigh for a little bit. Like I was born in Raleigh, but my mom and dad moved to Durham, and then from there, I grew up. So I literally grew up and was raised in Durham. So yeah, that is correct. Like I've been outside of Durham plenty of times and been out of state plenty of times, but I was born and raised in Durham. So that's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? Putting my city on, putting my city on. Oh man. Um, if you guys are in here, make sure you slap a like on this live stream. I do apologize for the first part getting cut off, but make sure you slap a like on this live stream. Make sure you subscribe for more content. More content is coming soon. And also make sure You turn on those post notifications so that way you're notified every single time I upload a video. I don't know. I don't know the nicest way to ask this, but was Durham ghetto when you were growing up? You know what? I respect that question. I respect that question. Um, when I grew up, it depends on where you were in Durham, right? It's when I was growing up, um, we lived on the east side, right, in East Durham, and we lived in this place called Few Gardens. I remember moving from like we was living at a house, and then we was living in, like, I think we lived in two or three different houses before we moved to Few Gardens, because we were in Few Gardens in the 90s, and like 1990. I think we lived there 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Yeah, so 1997 up to 1999. Now, when we lived in the houses when we were younger, um, it was good. Like we had no problems, no issues at all. No neighbor issues or anything like that. When we moved to Few Gardens, that was in the east. That was in East Durham. So 1997 to 1999. It was The area was nice. Like, it was newly built apartments and all that stuff. Or actually, the apartments been there, but they renovated some of the apartments. And with that, like, the problems that we had was it was close to the bad part of East Durham, right? So we as children, like, I think I was like 1992, so I was five or six. They were shooting every night. Like, literally, we would hear shooting every single night. And as a kid, when you're able to go outside and find bullet shells on the ground, you know that's bad. That is bad. I think I told this story before, but um, we were like, I got three brothers. I got one twin brother, and okay, of course I only got one twin brother, but I have a twin brother, and then I have two older brothers. Um, so all four of us was outside playing. It was like we had it good because, like, literally right in front of our apartment, we had a big gigantic playground. So we could just go outside, play. When it was time to come back in, all we had to do is leave the playground and go back inside. And our school was probably like a block away, or at least our elementary school. But we changed schools then. But anyway, so we were outside playing one day, and we were just like walking down the street or whatever. And so my oldest brother was like, "Oh snap! There go a bullet shell right there." And then so we saw like probably five bullet shells on the ground. And so my second oldest brother, he was like, "Y'all go get the bullet shell so we can give it to the cop." And of course, as little kids, and being in a bad neighborhood, we didn't want anybody to be like seeing like us going up to a cop and be like, "Hey, here's some bullet shells," right? So we was all scared. Like, we was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna give it to him." Like, "No, no," because it was a policeman driving around and like riding up and down the street, and he got out the car on that same block that we were on, and he was like walking around asking people different questions because I guess they were doing like a murder investigation, or like an investigation on the situation. So um, my twin brother had the balls to do it, but I didn't. I was like, "Nah, I ain't." Nah, nah, because you get in this mindset that, like, um when you're young, you get in this mindset, like, you get this fear of, like, we had the fear of somebody seeing us and not appreciating us going to the cop providing evidence, right? So we were scared that if we did that, then somebody would see us and then they would come after us. And of course, shooting every night, everybody's shooting every night. So who's to say that that next night it won't be us? So we were scared, but we provided that, and the cop he came up to us and he was like, "We appreciate y'all providing this, this evidence and everything like that." Of course, like if it was like a forensics thing, then the whole thing would be fucked up because we touched the shells and everything, got our fingerprints on it and stuff. But like with that, like I was scared as hell. Like that night, I stayed up and I was like, okay, I heard some shooting, and then I was like, okay, well, it sounds far away, so that's good. But I couldn't sleep that night. But um, that's the type of area that we lived in when we lived in Few Gardens, and then we got my mom got a call that my grandmother had passed away, and that was September 27, 1999. And so after we found out that she passed away, she left the house to us and everything like that because she was working on buying the house, but um, but she didn't finish paying it off. So my mom had to take on the debt of the house, and so we were trying to pay it off, but ended up losing the house because they, of course, like Social Security and the government and all that stuff, they were doing a whole bunch of other stuff and all this stuff. But so we lost the house, and then we moved away from East Durham. Well, not technically, we moved kind of sort of like down the street, or yeah, we moved down the street. But I ended up moving over with my dad, which was kind of sort of in East Durham, but it was going more towards like the better side of town. But when I moved with my dad, well, when we were living at my grandmother's house, um, it was still bad. It was still bad, but it wasn't as bad. Like we didn't hear shooting every night. There was nobody shooting or whatever. There were some kids who were in gangs and stuff like that, but nothing. I mean, that is major, but nothing too crazy, like no shooting every night, nothing like that. Um, there were kids that were in gangs, and then when we went to the stores and stuff like that, the shopping center that was near our house, there were like drug addicts walking around asking for money for crack and just like doing a whole bunch of stuff. This is like going into the 2000s, right? The 2000s. So, it it was bad in that sense. Like you could not like this was a whole thing. You could not walk in that shopping center without being approached by at least one drug addict asking for money for drugs. You cannot walk through that shopping center. Like if you had the option to say something to them or just completely ignore them. Like if you completely ignored them, they would follow you for a while and they would keep asking you and they keep trying to talk to you and stuff like that. It was crazy. But after that, like after living in that area for a while, that was like in the early 2000s, probably 2005, 2006, maybe 2007. But after that, after living in East Durham for a while, my mom she decided to go over to North Durham, which is where she's living now. Um, and over here, like everything is smooth, all good. Like no shooting. Like the neighbors are nice. We got like my mom has friends that live in the same neighborhood as her, and everything like the neighborhood is quiet. The market value for houses over here is great. Um, Not much going on. Like there is a area over here in North Durham that does get some negative traffic, like shooting and stuff like that, but it's not over here where we are, right? So I think over the years, Durham has gotten better. Durham has gotten better because now if I go over to East Durham, yeah, of course I'll encounter like people asking for money for like drugs and stuff like that, but it's not as bad as it was back in the day. I gotta say, it's not as bad as it was back in the day. So, in a sense, long answer short, yeah, back in the day, it was ghetto. It was ghetto as hell. But as as the years have passed, Durham has gotten a lot better. Durham has gotten a lot better. Um, let's see. What was Durham like when it comes to crime? Like what parts were good and bad? East side, west side, south side, etc. Um, like I was saying, as far as crime, right? Back in the day, East Durham was a hot spot for crime. Like you would have people robbing people, you would have people killing people. Um, I think that as far as crime goes, South South Durham, North Durham, and I haven't been on the west side of Durham, but West I think West Durham is okay, but East Durham I think is more so of the area that had a problem with crime. Um, I mean, like I guess you already about the East Side, LOL. Yeah, yeah. North Durham, it doesn't have that. Well, actually, let me correct myself. In North Durham, there is an area in North Durham, like I said, over here where there's an area near where I live at that is kind of bad. Like you get people shooting over there, you get people getting killed over there and stuff like that. Um, so I guess in a certain area in that certain area of North Durham, like it's bad over here, but in general, like North Durham in general, like I've experienced, I'm able to walk around not really having to worry about anything, even at night. I'm able to walk around without having to worry about anything. Um, and Yeah, that's North Durham. South Durham is more so like where I work at. That's like where all the basically like RTP, the airport and all that stuff. That's like where that is. So that's good. The crime rate over there, I'm pretty sure is low. West Durham, like I said, I haven't really been over there in a while. But from my experience, it's okay over there. Like it's not a whole lot. It's not bad or whatever. It's just okay. East Durham is the side of Durham that I had the most trouble with, and that I just didn't really care for. Right? When I was growing up and now, I don't really like that's the side of town that I don't necessarily go on. If I can avoid going on that side of town, then I can avoid going, and then I will at all costs. But if I have to go over there, like we bowl in East Durham. So we have to go in East Durham. So it's more so like when we go and bowl, we just go and bowl. We don't go anywhere else. We just go and bowl. Once we get picked up by our transportation, we just leave. You know, it's like you go and you do what you got to do, and then you leave. Um, even like Monique, right? She when she was looking for a place when we split apart, when she was looking for a place, uh, and anything that came up in East Durham, it was like no, like that's the last resort. If I can't find any other place, then I guess I'll have to settle for that. But Otherwise, no, you know. Um, and even her mom was saying that her mom doesn't even live in Durham. Well, they used to live in Durham, but um, she was her mom was like, no, you don't need to stay in East Durham. So it's just like everybody knows like East Durham is kind of like the ghetto part of town. Like, not that there's like ghettos, like they like I'm not even gonna lie here, right? If you go to East Durham, you will find some very nice houses. You will find some very nice houses, like newly renovated houses. You'll find like developments and all that stuff. So like I think that Durham in itself is building up. Like Durham is becoming like a very attractive place. And even in East Durham, they're not building it up as fast as like downtown or whatever. But when you go to East Durham, you will see some nice houses out there. You will see some nice neighborhoods, but it's just like slowly but surely they're building up and they're fixing up East Durham. They're pushing out all that negative stuff and they're making it look nice over there. Because at one point in time it was a little rundown. In Chicago back in the 90s, others in the 90s there was these projects called Cabernet. I think I'm saying that Cabernet Green, and they got torn down years ago, but drugs were a normal thing. Kids saw all the time. There was also Robert Taylor Homes. Yeah, you'll have places like that everywhere. Like you'll have places that like oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That reminds me. That reminds me. I forgot. I forgot. Um, in Durham, there's this neighborhood called MacDougal Terrace. Now, I'm not gonna say everybody over there is bad, but that is one place I will never go. Never. If I was going to school at Durham Tech, like, well, actually, when I was going to school at Durham Tech, oh, Coburn Green. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. I probably I probably butchered that all to hell. But when I was going to what is it? Dang. I forgot what I was gonna say. When I was going to community college, yeah, technical school, which is Durham Tech in Durham, um there would be reports of people getting robbed near the school campus. And like right near the school campus is MacDougal Terrace. And that's like the place you don't go. Like if you can avoid that place, you avoid it at all costs. Like I don't know what it is about that area, but people always getting robbed over there, people always getting killed over there, people getting hurt over there, people just like when I was going to school at Durham Tech, there would always be somebody getting like even like the corner store that's like a block away from the campus. The corner store, if you're it's like a bus stop over there. If you're standing at the bus stop, they say that if you're standing at that bus stop, you need to be at that bus stop when the bus comes. Don't stand at that bus stop for a prolonged period of time because people always get robbed at that bus stop. Now, the store at that bus stop kept getting robbed. The people that were standing at that bus stop kept getting robbed. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna stand at that bus stop. I'm gonna get on the bus stop. I'm gonna get on the bus when the bus comes to the campus. You ain't gonna catch me slipping, homie. You ain't no, you ain't gonna catch me slipping. Forget that. But Matt Dugas Terrace, that's another neighborhood that's another area that you just don't go to. Like if it's nighttime, you best believe that you better be gone. Because if you don't live over there and somebody see you and it's just over. You just might as well take out your wallet, say, "Here, man, and I don't want no problems. Here's my book bag with all my expensive stuff in it. If you got a chain on, you might as well take that off. You might as well take your shoes off while you're at it. And if they like your jeans and your shirt, then you might as well take that off too, because you don't want no problems. You don't want that smoke. But I mean, I ain't gonna say it's like bad like that. But from me going to school for, I think, I think I went to community college for about like 2.5, 3 years. And throughout that whole 2.5, 3 years, it was about every single week, somebody always was either getting mugged or shot over there. And I was like, yo, why am I going to the school if this is the case? Why not just go online? But at that point in time, I didn't have a PC or a computer to do online schooling. But I had to do what I had to do. I had to donate plasma to get on the bus and go to school. I had to donate plasma to eat. I had to donate plasma to do pretty much everything. So yeah. But yeah, that area, nah, you ain't gonna catch me over there. That's an area you won't catch me in. Um, but I was like, yo, for real, for real. But yeah, I mean, overall, like Durham is a good area to live. The crime rate has gone down since the 90s. Um, and the 80s for that matter, for the from the 80s. And even though I wasn't born in the 80s, I was born in 92. But during the 90s, the crime rate has gotten better since the 90s. I can say that for sure. But I'm up here trying to put Durham on the map. You know what I'm saying? We up here. I don't know. I want to be the person that everybody knows is from Durham. I'll be repping my city, and I'll be famous, like, what I'm saying? What's good? You know what I'm saying? Calvin Brandon, public figure, motivational speaker. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. Let me stop. Shoot, but I do want to put my city on the map. You know what I'm saying? I want to retire my mom and have her sit at home and do whatever she want to do. But gotta make it happen. Gotta make it work. Can't just sit back and not do nothing. Do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there we go. You know what I'm saying? I want to retire at 35. You know what I'm saying? That'll give me enough time. I'm still young. I think I said that before. Give me enough time. I'm still young, and then I'll be able to live my best life, be able to do whatever I want to do. I want to retire my mom and have her be able to do what she wants to do. I mean, she's not that close to retirement age, but I would want her, like, while she's up and moving, like she's mobile, like she can move around. She doesn't have many health problems besides like high blood pressure and everything like that. But I want her to be able to enjoy her life while she is able to move around, while she's able to do what she wants to do without having help from anybody. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do. Hey, come on, come on. My system over here acting slow. All right, for real. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. I know it was pretty long, and you know, it's in South Side Chicago. There's a place called Inglewood. The locals will literally tell you that you need mental help if you. The locals will literally tell you that you need mental help if you want to go there. Tell a cop you were passing by, they will give you drug tests. That's how bad it is, apparently. Now you, now you know if you get approached by the locals and the locals say, "Hey, homie, why you here? Man, I'm just visiting. Man, you need mental help. You need to get up out of here." Man, what? And then you get stopped by a cop. "Hey, what you doing here?" "Oh, I'm just visiting. I got family here and everything. I need you to step aside so you can take this drug test." What? Oh my gosh. That is crazy. That is crazy. Like if the locals tell you you need mental help, then like what are they even doing there? Like what? What are they doing there if they telling you that you need mental help because you just passing by? What are they doing there? Come on, man. Come on. You can't be putting you can't be putting double standards out there like that. What? Come on, yo. Come on. Oh, let's see. Nice talking to you, bro. Hey, it was nice talking to you too. I think I'm gonna hop up off here. We've been on here for Actually, we've been on here for 3 hours. 3 hours. For sure, for sure. Look, we up here. We up in here. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this live stream. I surely endured it. I surely did enjoy making or recording or streaming this live stream. I thought it was gonna be landscape, but apparently it was portrait. But I guess it's like a vertical live stream. We stay up here, you know what I'm saying? We stay up. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you happen to enjoy it, make sure you slap a like on it. Make sure you subscribe for more content. More content is coming soon. And make sure you turn on those post notifications so that way you're notified every single time I upload a video, premiere, or live stream. Also, guys, I didn't say it before, but we have multiple support options in the description of this video. So if you guys want to check that out and help support the channel in any means necessary, then you got multiple options here. You got multiple options here. You have um dang, what am I trying to say? I thought it was in the description for this, but apparently it's not. I'll have to change it. But guys, it will be in there. It will get updated. We have 6 different options. We have one, the merch store for all the merch. We have the Regal collection. We have the Red Star collection. We have the Mystic design. We have the coffee is the most important meal of the day design. If you guys want to buy a t-shirt or a hoodie or even a phone case or leggings, pillow, whatever you want to buy, we have it on our Teespring store, and you can go ahead and check that out. Link will be in the description once I update it, I promise. We also have 2 direct donation links, and this works out because it's going one, two, three. 2 direct donation links. We have one for PayPal, which is going to be in the well, actually, it is in the description of this video, or it's currently in the description of this live stream. Also, we have Cash App. Now, if you want to donate, my lips are getting chapped. I need something. I need something to drink. If you want to donate to the channel via Cash App, then the Cash App is hashtag Caliber724. If you want to donate directly to us. Um, then we have 3 affiliate links. One is going to be for Cash App. So if you want to sign up via Cash App, via our link, then you will get a $5. I will get a $5, and we both benefit from that. Also, we have Robinhood. So if you guys want to start investing in some stocks and bonds, then go ahead and sign up via Robinhood via my link, or not via Robinhood, but sign up for Robinhood via my link, my affiliate link. You will get a free stock and I will get a free stock, so we both benefit from that. Also with Uber Eats, if you are hungry right now and you need something to eat really quickly during these times of COVID, make sure you go ahead and sign up to Uber Eats via my affiliate link. You will get a $7 off of your first order. New users only, unfortunately, but you get a free, not a free $7. You get $7 off of your order. So make sure you go ahead and sign up via that link if you're hungry right now. Um, of course, all of these links, all of these affiliate links cost nothing to you. So by you signing up, we or I we will get a commission from referring you to that product, and also the direct donation links will help with creating better not productivity, but it'll help create better production value for the videos. It'll help with even doing videos such as reviews and such. Also with the merch store, that is kind of sort of both. It does come at a cost to you. You're obviously buying a product from our shop, but you can rep that fashionable merch that we got on that store. And I'm pretty sure you'll get some compliments on that shirt saying you look sexy and beautiful, handsome if you're a male, and sexy or beautiful if you're a female. There we go. Bam. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Gotcha. Gotcha. But that's basically about it for this live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, make sure you slap a like on it. Subscribe for more content. More content coming soon, and turn on those post notifications. Who knows? I'm thinking, I can't tell you that right now. You got to stay tuned for it. But don't forget to be brilliant, stay inspired. You guys know what it is. Yes, you know what it is. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Now, let's see. Weird as hell. What the world? Oh my gosh, I'm weird as hell, guys.